That's why I train like twice a day sometimes too. You know what I mean? Like, man, I got time.
Just to get out of the house?
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, not that you don't want, I mean, we're already online, dude, but not that you don't want to be around your family, but just to let off some steam, right?
Yeah, let out some steam. The kids are usually at school, so in that time I'm just like training and just doing my thing, working out.
And what kind of therapy are you doing right now?
Right now I'm doing therapy for my hip. My hip keeps giving out, so I have to do this therapy. If not, I'm gonna have to get surgery if it doesn't get any better. But man, I'm tired of surgeries, man.
How many have you had, bro?
The one coming up on February 12th will be February 4th. It's gonna be my 12th surgery.
Wow, bro.
Yep, Frankenstein, bro.
You're gonna be like RoboCop.
For real.
Yeah, we're on there, boss.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Spider here, the Fight Card Podcast, coming to you once again from downtown San Antonio. With me today, Ovidio Hernandez, of course, Jr., man, that we know you as. Man, thank you for stopping by again, bro. It's been a while.
No problem, man. It's my pleasure.
Now, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but as far as you had an incident, of course, that happened while you were at work, man, and you've been recovering, little by little with therapy, and you just mentioned, man, your 12th surgery.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to surgery, man, I mean, what is it exactly that they're working on? Is it just like specific parts of your body every time, or?
Now it's just pretty much cosmetics. Just trying to get me to look the same how I used to, as much as they can.
They did skin grafts, right, and stuff like that.
Two big skin grafts on my head, my arm, my legs. A couple serious burns that had to get covered up with.
No, for sure, man.
With my own skin.
And I mean, of course, the last time we talked also, man, I mean, you are a student of Bobby Pete.
Yeah.
I mean, you train at Ambush Muay Thai here in San Antonio. You still been going? You've been training?
Yeah, I try to get there as much as I can. If not, sometimes twice a day if I could, which is part of my therapy. Muay Thai is probably the best therapy I
No,
can
for sure, man. I mean, especially, we had talked about that too, man. I mean, the fact that it happened, I mean, it was unfortunate, man, but you have been working out, so, I mean, as far as recovery, man, it wasn't as bad. I mean, of course, you still had to deal with a lot of surgeries, but
yeah,
it would have been worse if you were out of shape,
Definitely, but, I mean, just keep going, right? Can't do nothing else. Can't give up.
No, not at all, man. And that's kind of, it's just like with everything in life, bro. Like, I was at the post office 15 years, man, and I talked about that earlier, and people, up in age, they're retiring, and then like 2-3 months later, they put their mortuary, paper by the time clock, and I'm like, damn, dude, like people, and it's that mentality, like once you stop, like doing anything, your body just shuts down, and that's it. So it's like, stay busy, man, keep moving.
Have a purpose.
No, for sure, heck yeah, dude. And I mean, especially when you have kids at home, you have the wife at home. You have any pets?
Yeah, man, 2 dogs, 2 needy dogs, man. I have to take them out all the time, so I mean, I guess that's part of my workout too.
You see, but the thing is, you don't take them out for a walk; they take you, right?
Yeah, the pit bull is the one that pulls me, man, makes me run with him.
No, you see, and we've got like 3 or 4 at home. I lose count, man. But those damn runs, they woke me up this morning at 3 a.m, bro, and I'm like, damn, dude. So I couldn't go back to sleep, so I just stayed up and did laundry and just kept busy, man. But yeah, man. But the only good thing, and I'll say this, man, with pets, it's they're always happy to see you, man.
Definitely.
Even when you forget to feed them, they're still there. They won't hold a grudge.
Like, give me food.
Hey, man, and when it comes to training, man, normally, like, what's your schedule?
My schedule, I mean, I really don't have a set schedule. Mostly, I mean, I try to get lifting early as possible. Wake up early, get my breakfast done. I'll wait for a couple of hours to get digestion done, and then go hit the gym. Lift for about an hour and a half, almost 2, get some rest, and then either go do Muay Thai at noon or do it in the evening. But yeah, I try to get it twice as much as I can.
You see, and you had mentioned, I mean, how much were you training before the incident, man? Were you out there like quite a bit?
Not really. I mean, I was there, but just not as committed, I guess.
Right.
But I think the accident made me get more committed. Because, like I said, when you lose something, you realize the stuff you take for granted, you want to get it back.
No, for sure, man. I mean, I can only imagine, bro. Because I mean, the first time when I talked to you, I know when it happened. I mean, they had posted it on Facebook, and I was reading it, and I said, damn, dude, it's like one of those things, like, I can't relate to it because obviously I've never been at to that point, But I mean, it's just it's sad, dude. But I mean, I'm just glad that you're still at it, bro. Because it's you know, I mentioned Richard Hernandez, you know, from Rodeo Pinero, man, and the same thing. You know, he had an injury and he hung in there, man, and he had people to, you know, watch out for him and keep him going, man, mentally and physically.
Oh yeah, definitely having a circle to back you up in any way, man, mentally, emotionally, you know, just giving you that love while you're down and out when you're questioning yourself is really important.
No, you see, and I mean, because obviously, I mean, when it happened, I mean, how long were you like bedridden, dude?
I mean, I was in the hospital for a full month. Just not moving, doing anything, and then I went home, and for about 2 months I really wasn't doing much, just at home. Couldn't even walk well, so I was like falling in my apartment, man, like just trying to get around. I would fall once in a while.
Yeah, bro.
And then yeah, just started going into the gym and just started hitting it little by little, man, step at a time, you know, not overdoing it, making sure I didn't hurt myself, and then just built from there, you know. And sometimes I still have to, you know, taper down a little bit,
right?
Because I feel like if I push too hard, I might end up getting hurt again. But it's all about knowing yourself, your capabilities, your limits, and just trust your body for the most part.
Yeah, you see, and that's one of the things with Richard, man. When he was here, is that I mean, you know your body.
Yeah.
Even before this, I mean, when you were training, if something hurts, you're kind of like, okay, you know what, you gotta take it easy, and you know, because I mean, you know, back when I was training and I was, you know, working out and doing everything, man. I mean, I was under. Man, if I wasn't training at the gym, I was lifting at the gym, or I was running, or I was swimming, or I was doing something, man. But it's just, I mean, there's times that I look back and I'm like, damn, I was hurt, and I still kept at it, you know. And it's just, you know, we have that Superman mentality, man, where we're thinking, you know, we'll just walk it off and.
Yeah, until you have like 3 or 4 injuries built up on top of that one you had. Yeah, I get it.
And I mean, when you were competing, because you did fight in the amateur circuit, man, did you ever get an injury like that, like where it put you down?
I tore my ACL in a submission tournament in Houston, and I was in the final of the bracket already, and I ended up tearing my ACL, man. That's probably had to be one of the worst pains I've had. But that was the worst injury I've had when I was competing. But yeah, that one took me out pretty well.
And that was an inside heel hook, or?
No, the guy came in to take my back, and I went for the switch. And when I went for the switch, the guy dropped his hip into the side of my knee, and he suplexed me while my
no
knee
kidding,
popped.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh damn.
So I'm like in the air, just holding my knee.
And this was a gi or no gi?
No gi.
No gi.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. And I mean, how did that work? Because you were in Houston, man. So did they take you to the hospital there, or
no, dude. I mean, I sucked it up, and we came back. And maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, I decided to go to the hospital, and like
you waited that long, bro.
Yeah, dude, I was in pain. So yeah, I tore my ACL, tore both meniscus. I had a bucket handle tear on the side where the guy dropped his hip, bro. And then I had a cyst. They call it a Baker's cyst from where the blood was holding. So yeah, that one was pretty bad. But finally got surgery. Probably one of the best things I could have done to keep competing and.
Yeah, because I mean, were you still fighting at that time, or it was just?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. And what fight? What did you take after that one? After that happened, should I say?
I think I took a fight in Houston. I forgot who I fought, but it was for Young Guns.
Oh damn! Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one, man.
Yeah.
Man, and now you never fought pro.
No.
Now, as far as your amateur fight, like your career, man, I mean, obviously, like we talked earlier, man, I mean, when you guys started off, I mean, with Aaron Suarez, I mean, Shane Faulkner, I mean, all these, you know, Adam Schindler, man, all these freaking monsters, dude. I mean, you know, working around people like that, I mean, all they did was, you know, it made you, it wasn't so much pressure, but it kind of like made you want to perform better, right? I mean,
definitely, they held you accountable. That was the biggest part. You know, as training partners, we were all just, you know, in the grind all day, every day. Just rotating on each other, you know, all right, or shark tanking each other. It was the good old days, man.
No, you see, and the thing about it too, man, is because, I mean, when you have a fight coming up, you depend on them to show up, you know, even though they probably not everybody's fighting, but you had to have been busy all the time because the team itself was freaking fighting like every month, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely, busy at that time. Yeah, no days off, man. Sometimes we would even go out and party and show up hungover to spar. You know, it was that type of grind. Like, yeah, no, man, you're just like pouring alcohol, but I mean, we would get our rounds done. You know,
yeah.
Like, that was being young. We were like, I think I was 21, 22 at the time, 23, somewhere around there.
Yeah, bro. No, yeah, I remember those days, man. I won't say it because I'm on video, but yeah, dude. I mean, we've all, I'm pretty sure everybody's done that to where, you know, you party too much and then, you know, go to work.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I used to tell people. I was a responsible drunk, man. Like I will still show up to work, man. That's probably not the best thing you could do, but
at least you showed up.
Yeah. It was either that or call in, man. But yeah, bro. Now as far as training, man. I mean, I mentioned Adam Chandler, Jason Palacios was one of them that was in there.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, these guys, out of everybody that was there, I'm pretty sure everybody pressured you differently. But who was the one guy that you? I guess you like training with because they pushed you that much more?
Like clicked the most, like just probably my brother, man. Like we just had that natural sibling rivalry.
I was gonna say, man, but that went back to like, you know, y'all growing up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he was the only one that would like really like just like push me, and I would push myself against him because I wanted to one up him all the time, you know. And I'm sure it was vice versa.
No, yeah. Bragging rights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like they would stop and like. Every time we would rotate with each other when we were sparring, because we would like one person would stay, the other person would go, and every time it was me and him, everybody would just like stop because they knew it was gonna be a banger, you know.
No, and I was gonna say that, man. You guys probably put on the show to where it was like, hey, man, you know what? Everybody sit back and watch the match.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, your brother competed too, man. I mean, both you guys. I mean, of course, Tama. You know, back in the day here in San Antonio, I know it went all over Texas. You mentioned Young Guns, but what other promotions did you compete in, man?
Man, I competed in some pretty shady ones down in Odessa too. I thought I was gonna get killed in Odessa after I fought the hometown boy out there. But yeah, I competed in Odessa, Texas. I think College Station. Just random promotions, man. I don't even remember the names. But
you see, and back then there was a lot, dude. There was a lot of them popping up, and I mean.
Some of those we even had to take our own gloves, man.
No. Yeah, well, for which promotion was that?
The one in Odessa, man. Like they weren't even providing gloves, man. We had to take our own gloves.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
You see,
it's pretty shady.
And I will say this, man, because I went to the King of Combat, you know, in Austin, man, and I think it was the first event. Well, it was the first event.
Was it the one where they had the boxing ring? It wasn't like
yeah. And when we got there, man, like everybody was like, hey, well, the state, because they were like, hey, well, where are the gloves? And Ron was like, what gloves? And he's like, you're supposed to provide gloves, man. So he was like. He gets somebody, he sends them to Academy Sports, man. He comes in with all these freaking, you know, gloves.
These old century gloves or what?
The old school, man. But yeah, he came in with like just gloves, dude, because I mean, you know, he didn't have it, but it was that bad, man, to where nobody had mats to stretch out in or work out in, and it was just like, fuck, they just mitts, you know, get warmed up and get called out there, man.
Yeah, that first one I fought in was that the one right here at Sunset Station. I forgot what it was called, Fighters Forge.
Oh yes, bro. I forgot about that one too, man.
Yeah, I think that was like the first amateur event here in San Antonio.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I think it was me, Aaron fought. That's when I first met Aaron, because that's when I started training with Texas Powerhouse. I forgot who else fought. Bobby, I don't know if you remember Bobby.
Yeah, dude, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
I forgot about him too.
Long time ago.
Man, and I mean, of course, I mean, back then, I mean, even Aaron, I mean, he comes by here every Friday to bother me, man. I'm telling him, hey, dude, I got to put him on the show just to, you know, so you can be quiet and
stay
then
home, man. Find something to do.
I said, man, go do laundry, bro. Come on. No, man, but I mean, with him, I mean, I tell him, I said, back then, I mean, I tell him as far as paperwork, and he was like, dude, what paperwork, man? It was just like, you want to fight? Okay, boom.
Yeah, dude.
You know, you're up. How much do you weigh? Okay, how much do you weigh? Okay, well, you know, you two guys are fighting.
I was like 155. They're trying to pair me with somebody that's like 170, and then they switch him up to somebody that's 185. I'm like, dude, like get it together, you know? It's just
yeah.
it
The
was
guy's
that.
like, here's $5. Go get something to eat.
It was unorganized, man. Really unorganized.
You see, I mean, of course, this sort of like the early days, you know. As far as I mean, I know. I mean, we had talked about well, we didn't talk about it, but I mean, there was like underground, you know, matches happening here in San Antonio, and it's just, I guess, you know, Chip was the first one that actually kind of put everything together. You know, he actually did a pretty good foundation, man, because I know from his organization, like others kind of started, you know, picking up where he left off, basically. But I mean, when he came up with it, man, it was good, man, because there was a platform for everybody. I mean, he was here in San Antonio, but I mean, he took it to Helotes. At one time, I don't know if you guys, did you ever fight at the mall? I know they had it at the Crossroads Mall for a while, like in the...
I didn't fight at the mall. I forgot who. I think Aaron fought at the mall. Some other people.
Yeah, man, I gotta ask him, because I think I did ask him. I know he said he fought in Helotes, but the one at the mall, man, because it was just like it was kind of awkward, man, because it was just like, you know, the mall.
Yeah,
they're like,
go shopping and watch a
I
fight at the
know,
same
man.
time.
They're like, but you see, the only, I will say this, man, because that mall was always dead, so there was always parking, bro. So I'm like, yeah, they always find parking.
Is that mall still there or what?
Probably, I'm pretty sure, man. I think, well, as a matter of fact, yeah, I think they were having the COVID testing site there, because it's always been like a medical, and they got like clinics and stuff, not, you know, now, but yeah, man, it's just that mall. I'm surprised, bro, but I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, somebody's making money there. I don't know. But yeah, man, but I mean, as far as training, man, I mean, when you first started off, you said, I think you told me the first time you came that you had barely switched over to Powerhouse when you went to go fight.
Yeah, the main gym that I had been training at, I forgot the name really, it was the San Antonio Academy of Mixed Martial Arts or something like that, had just closed down, so I didn't even have a gym when I signed up for the fight. So when I signed up for the fight, it was there at, I guess at Crossroads.
Yeah.
So I saw Aaron training there, and I was like, "Hey man, is it cool if I train with y'all?" So I started. That's when I ended up with Texas Powerhouse. It was more of a just a, "Hey guys, take me in," you know.
Give me a home, man.
Yeah.
And your brother wasn't training at that time, right?
No. I think my brother started. Well, he was training, but then he didn't join Texas Powerhouse till like, I don't know, maybe. I don't remember, but he did start fighting maybe a couple of fights after I fought.
Yeah. And now I know he held the title for a while.
Yeah, dude, he was the 145 champ for a good while, and that was number one contender. So I had to start fighting at 155.
But you guys were fighting at the gym,
Yeah,
right?
we were fighting at the gym.
Who's always winning, bro? Tell me.
I mean, I had to move up weight class because he was whipping my ass all the time. So.
You had to get out of him and be like, you know what, man. Now, I mean, when it came, like you said, man. I mean, growing up, I mean, obviously you guys grew up together, but what kind of sports did you guys used to play that you were kind of like? You know, competing with each other, man?
I inline skated for a good while. I got to compete a lot. I was really good for my age, so I got invited by some pros to go compete, like it's kind of like the X Games over there in Venice Beach and all that. And then I played hockey too, and that was pretty much it. My brother skated too, but besides that, we would fight each other.
Just for leftovers and everything else at the house.
Because I was wearing a shirt when we fight or something. You know what I mean?
Man, and you see, I got a brother that's like 2 years older than me, and that was our thing. Did I wake up and I'm like, yeah, it's my fault. I see him at the school, and I'm like, dude, you're wearing my freaking shirt, man.
Yeah.
Like, damn. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just, you gotta love it though, man. But I mean, obviously, I mean, you guys grew up close together, man. I mean, when you guys moved from Cali over here, it was the whole family that moved?
Yeah. I mean, I had stayed behind, and so did Steve, but then eventually we ended up moving over here. And
what was it that brought your family out here, man?
My dad just wanted to change, man. We lived in a pretty bad area out there, so my dad's like, I'm just going to leave. And I'm like, I'm staying, because I had a girlfriend over there. I thought I was...
You guys are already older, right? I mean...
I was 16, 15 at the time, and I ended up staying in Cali.
Damn.
But then I realized real quick, you know, I needed my family.
You're like, Mom, who's washing my clothes?
For real.
So I always told my mom, man, I said, for years I've been trying to go back home. I said, because, man, Mom used to always hook it up, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, now as far as mixed martial arts, man, I mean, of course you competed in it. You never competed in kickboxing, right? Or Muay Thai?
No, I want to, man. That's one of my goals right now, is to actually get myself, you know, to, once I get all my surgeries done, because I still feel pretty strong, man. I've sparred a couple of times with some of the guys, bigger guys than me, and I feel good, you know?
Right.
But I want to make sure everything's taken care of before I actually compete.
No, yeah, man, definitely, bro.
I mean, I've been involved with the Muay Thai scene for a while already, so I know the scoring system. I know, you know, what scores, what doesn't, you know. And yeah, I feel like that's one of my goals. Once I feel like I'm ready, I'm gonna do it, you know.
And of course, I mean, training with Bobby Peak, man. I mean, they just had that Muay Thai tournament.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
And it went pretty good, man. I mean, I didn't go, but I mean, as far as like people that participated in it, of course, all over Facebook, everybody was happy with it. I think they sold out the area as far as like where it was.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's got to be good, man. But I mean, of course, I mean, you were to compete, you would fight under that banner.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. That would probably be the best promotion to, you know, start with at least. And there's other ones in Oklahoma that we could do.
Oh yeah, and there, of course, and I always tell people, because XKO, I mean, they have Muay Thai matches, man, but it's inside the cage.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that plays out, man. I mean, mentally, I mean, you tell me, man. I mean, if you fight in the cage, are you thinking like cage control?
I mean, it's a square cage, so I mean, it's you're gonna have the corners to work with. I mean, you're just not gonna have the bounce from the ropes, really.
I was gonna say, because you kind of want to do that tip kick and have them come back.
Man. Especially if somebody pushes you through the ropes, you know, you can just bounce back, come in with like an overhand right or something, or Superman punch, something.
No kidding, man. Now let me ask you. I mean, when you were competing and doing everything else, did you ever teach? I mean, were you like teaching class, or were you just training?
Not really. I was just training. I was mainly teaching kids. Whenever they needed somebody to help out with the adult class, then I would do it. But never really been a coach, really.
Right.
You know. But I think I am gonna start taking more of a coach role now.
No, I mean for sure, man. And I know that's one of the things. Like with Aaron, you know, the same thing, man. I mean, the guy. You know, now he's a podcaster, man. What he says, I don't believe it, but
he says he runs the show now.
Yeah, dude, he's telling me what to do. I'm like, hey, man, come on, buddy. No, but I mean, and it's good, man, because it's an outlet. You know, It's just like I tell people, man. I mean, a lot of fighters. I know we've had. I just realized the other day, Chris Lieben is actually a referee. You know, for MMA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing that. I mean, Nick Gonzalez and Austin, the same
Chris
thing.
Lieben was wild, man.
Bro. I know it's kind of hard to kind of see him because you're thinking, man, this guy's gonna go crazy, man. But But I mean, I like it for a lot of reasons, and one of them is being that they understand the sport.
Yeah.
So of course you get in there, you're gonna know what to look out for. Texas has always been a bad place to, I guess, go the distance because the judges.
You have boxing coaches.
Yeah, bro.
Boxing
It's like a hit or miss, bro, because you never know with the judges, man.
Yeah, I've actually taken a judging course and reffing course already, so hopefully we'll go ahead and maybe get some of that stuff into.
Yeah, man, because and it's good, man, because I mean, obviously you don't want to get away from the sport, so it's like the fact that you stay in there and do something with it, even if it's coaching or refereeing, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities, man. I would love to see that even more. Even people that aren't retired or still, man, put them in there and get paid, because obviously they are paying, so it's not like you're going to go volunteer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, something like that, bro, I mean, say, because you said your brother actually trains with you guys?
My little brother or Steve?
Well, Steven.
Steve, yeah, he goes in there once in a while. My little brother goes in there once in a while, too.
And what, I mean, is he doing it just to work out, or is he looking to compete?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, probably just to stay in shape, if anything,
No, for sure, man. And I can imagine, I mean, I always tell people, like, I'm up there in age, bro, and it's like, there's times where I'm like, crap, I gotta roll off the bed just to get out of bed, man. It's bad, I work, I have a physical job. I mean, I work hard, dude, sometimes. But it's just like, yeah, I feel it, I mean, there's I was doing an interview one time, and as a matter of fact, with Ray the Judge, and he had just finished working out, and this was maybe like 2 years ago, man. And he was like, "Yeah, man, you want to do it over here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he goes and sits on a mat, and I sit down too, and I was so freaking uncomfortable, bro. Like I was just like I couldn't find, I had to freaking get on my knee, and it got bad, bro. But it made me realize, like, damn, like if I ever fall down, bro.
Your sciatica started hurting.
Yeah, bro. It was just awkward because it's like I don't stretch like I should be.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff goes away, man, and it's just. I always tell people, if you do anything in life, don't get old, man, because I mean it sucks, bro. It's just one of those things. If you don't use it, you lose it, man. Basically,
Definitely.
Now, as far as, I mean, of course, you're doing Muay Thai with Bobby Peak. Are you still putting on the gi? You doing grappling, or?
I'm not. I was doing it a little bit before the accident, especially when we were at Ohana. I was rolling a lot at Ohana, but then after the accident, I just don't feel comfortable doing it yet.
Right.
Yeah. Eventually, I think I am going to put the gi back on. So we'll just wait for the right time.
And as far as ranking, what did you reach?
Purple belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Aaron, I think he's got like 10 stripes on his white belt, bro. He's almost a blue belt, almost. And I keep telling him, I say, every time you come in for the podcast, I'm going to give you another stripe, bro.
Right?
That's for participating, man. It's going to be like one of those participating trophies, and everybody wins, bro. Everybody gets a stripe today. But yeah, man, I mean, of course, I mean, we mentioned earlier, bro, I mean, when you guys started off with Powerhouse, at one point, I mean, it was the gym to beat. I mean, not just in San Antonio, but I mean, pretty much Central Texas and wherever they went, man, because of the people that were in there. I mean, you mentioned Adam Schindler. I mean, of course, because of his wrestling. I mean, the guy still a beast. I mean, he's still out there doing his thing. And, I mean, like you said, I mean, they held you accountable, man. So it's not like you could say, I'm going to have an easy day. Cause
yeah, Adam definitely made our wrestling better.
And let me ask you this, man, because I was there cage side when he was coaching, and he was like a drill sergeant. Like, he was like, hey, I mean, and I was like, damn, like, he'd be like, get up. I'm like, man, I'm getting up, you know. I'm like listening to this guy.
Getting off your seat.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm like, you know. But I mean, was he like that at the gym too?
Oh yeah, man. He drilled us, man. Like those wrestling drills that he would put us through. They were either make you or break you, one of the two. But we had a pretty strong team, man. And like I said, we held each other accountable. So it was just, you know, day in, day out. Whenever it was wrestling, drilling, I mean, you just had to power through it. That was pretty much it.
No, I mean, of course, man. And I mean, Jason Palacios, man. I mean, he was one of them. The last time I heard from the guy, I think he actually received a black belt from Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, man. I think he's like in North Carolina or something like that.
And I mean, was he here with the because of the military or?
I believe so. I think his wife was military at the time that he was here. Yeah, Jason was here for like a brief moment for us, man. Not too long. He had to leave. I guess his wife got relocated or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You see, and that's one of the things, man, because, I mean, you know, San Antonio, man, I mean, we don't have as many bases as we used to as far as them being open, but it brought in a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, you guys led the movement from California over here, man, so now everybody's coming.
For real, man. I hope we didn't start it.
I know. You know what, though, man, but the one thing I like about it, dude, is just, I mean, recently, even on Facebook, man, there's been, like, coaches and just trainers moving, you know, for either San Antonio or Austin, you know, and I think it's going to open up a lot more opportunities, man, because we're going to get a lot of coaches, you know, or fighters just moving down here, bro.
Quality coaches, too, man.
Yeah, you see, and so I'm looking forward to that, man, because one of the things, I mean, it's like, right now, there's so many Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gyms, you know, and MMA gyms, of course, but I like it because everybody's got their own foundation, their own setup, their own way of, you know, teaching and, you know, having their students, man, which is great. So my thing, I mean, there's probably like 10 plus gyms. I mean, when I was training and you were training, there was probably like 5, 4, maybe. You know, I mean, I know what you did. Yeah, because it was you guys. It was, I mean, Rangel, Soto. I mean, he was out there with White Tiger. I mean, there was like, I want to say maybe 4 or 5, bro. I mean, there were some out there. But now it's interesting, man. And the one thing I like about it is that a lot of people now are more open to cross training.
Yeah, you know, definitely.
You know,
it's not so much of a cult anymore.
No, right? Everybody's got to wear white shoes, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Ivy brothers have been going to, you know, ambush out there for the striking. I mean, I had Anthony here the other day, and he was talking about that. And I mean, it opens up windows, man, because now he's training with people who would have never trained with, or vice versa. Definitely. And it's like, you know, I always say, even now, bro, like I always tell people, like, you know what, man, when you're an amateur, I get it, you know, you're going to fight locally and you're going to fight the other guy. But when it comes to pro, that's kind of when you're like, hey, well, you know what, I won or you lost, but let's start training together and get better, you know.
Yeah, like use the people that you have around you at your advantage, man, like help you grow, you know. You're not competing against them anymore, you know, just help each other out, really.
Oh, yeah, and it happens, of course, when they're pro and they're still fighting locally, but I mean, that's one of the things I'm kind of like, man, bring guys from Austin, bring guys from Houston, and, you know, put them to fight, and then from there, you know, go to the bigger leagues, man. But
yeah, I definitely like seeing that, man. Like seeing guys coming into the gym to train. It's pretty cool. I like going in just to watch them spar too. It's amazing.
And I was gonna ask, bro, because there's this like unwritten rule, like if I go to another school, like I don't go out there like an asshole and try to beat everybody up. There's respect, you know, because if not, you will get your ass kicked.
Oh, right? You'll get your shit handed to you, for real.
But you see, but I mean, have you seen that lately, or has there ever been?
No, man. I mean, I have probably seen it once or twice from some guys, and I've seen them get laid out too, man. Like just coming in disrespecting people, you know. Especially when somebody has a fight, you don't come in there trying to knock their head off, man. Like that's a big no-no.
Definitely, man. I know. I had Borrego, man, who's one of the guys making his debut for Fury, man, and he cross-trained with Ray, and I think this past weekend, I mean, Richard Odom's out there. I mean, everybody that's fighting is out there, man. And I'm thinking, dude, you gotta train smart, you know, because you don't want to get cut and then there goes your fight. Right?
Yeah, but definitely come in respectful. You know, you're there to help the person out, not take them out, not be able to fight, man.
Tell them the fight's next week.
Yeah.
And now let me ask you, bro. When you guys used to train, was the training like that, or at first, or was
for
it
us? Always, oh man, we would. Balls to the wall, man.
Knocking each other out? I mean, but was there ever, like, were you guys knocking each other out?
There was some cases, man. I mean...
Accidentally, right? Of course.
Yeah, definitely accidents and stuff like that. But, I mean, we were just competing all the time, so it was go, and, I mean, of course, accidents are going to happen.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, you see, and that's one of the things even now, because, I mean, for us, when I started with Mike, I mean, we used to spar, but it wasn't like... it wasn't brutal, you know.
Yeah.
But he would like, I mean, of course, drills and doing everything and working out. But I mean, there was times for me. I mean, I'd go to the gym, you know, I'd go jog. I was more of a cardio guy when it came. I just didn't want to get tired, man, and that's always been my fear. It's just like I would hate to get my ass whooped just because I got tired. You know what I mean? Like I'll get knocked out if I'm doing good, okay. But if I'm tired and I'm getting my ass beat, I'd be like, damn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
Now, cardio wise, I mean, what kind of workouts did you guys do back then?
Oh man.
Or didn't y'all do? Because I'm pretty sure with Adam
man,
Scheller.
we had a whole freaking right before sparring. We would do our little circuit, man. I'm not gonna say little circuit. It was a big circuit because we would just do all kinds of workouts for like 5 minutes. Do this workout, you'll rest for one. You do another workout for another 5 minutes, rest for one, and that was before sparring. So we were dead tired before sparring.
And see, and that was always, I guess that's where the mental toughness comes in because I mean they put you through a drill session of 30, 40. You know what I mean? How long did you guys drill for? Like,
man,
like an hour?
I would say maybe 45 minutes to an hour of just drilling. But yeah, when it was time to spar, man, like your arms, your lactic acid's built in your arms, legs, everywhere, dude. And you just like at that point, it's just mental toughness, you know, just you know, stick and move as much as you can. Try to stop the takedown or something, but man,
your arm's tired, so you just hold onto your ear or something just to keep your arm up.
Yeah,
man. And let me ask you, bro, because I mean, for me, even I mean, working out back then, I mean, there was like we used to have guys from other martial arts come in. You know, we had like black belt and karate guys come in, and I mean, we were always choking them out, dude, because they weren't training ground, you know, but they come in like, oh, we know ground, and
or some of the judo guys too that didn't really have the good ground game. They could toss the crap out of you.
Oh yeah, as soon as you land, they're getting guard, get their back, and you see, and that's one of the things, man, because for me, I always tell people back then, I was training with Mike, and the thing with Mike, I would ask him like, hey man, you know, I want to train here, and he's like, dude, it's your money, you know, I don't care, like, do what, you know, but do whatever you want. So he was cool with it, man, but it was just like, I would go to a boxing gym, and it's like, they'd be like, man, you gotta change your stance. No, you can't do this. And I go to a judo school, like the one downtown, and they'd be like, oh, you can't do that, or that's not illegal. Or I'm thinking like, dude, like
you can't go for a double or something.
Yeah, dude, and it was just like stuff like that. That it's just like, okay, it's a sport, but it was hard for me to tell them like, hey, I just want to learn stuff to put to what I'm doing, you know. And it's just back then that was unheard of, man, because you know I would go to traditional schools, and there was times I would have a jiu-jitsu shirt or my, you know, the Rengyo shirt, and there was a Wing Chun school I went to one time. And the instructor saw me. He's just looking. He kept looking at my shit, you know. And I'm like, hey, you know, I'm just here to watch the class. And he's like, all right, guys, you know, let me show you. This is if you get a wrestler. And he starts, and I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, cool, you know, like I'm watching them, and I'm like, dude, that shit don't work, bro. Like I'm just like, but you know, and I didn't go there to start anything, man. But I mean,
you go for the balls technique or something.
The eye poke, the Three Stooges. Yeah, man. But you know what? It was more like, and I would get that, bro. I would get that, like, oh, well, that won't work in a real street fight. And I'm like, I know, I'm not trying to be a street fighter. I just want to learn how to, you know what I mean? Like it was, but yeah, there was times I'd go sit down, and I'm like, hey, you know, sign up, and you know, just to watch, and they would see me, and they'd be like, hey, man, you can't be here. You know, and they would tell me to leave, and I'm just like, man, I'm interested, man. I just want to see the class and see, you know, because I'm like, I'm trying to learn, you know, martial arts, and it's funny, dude. But I mean, back then, like, yeah, I mean, I got turned away maybe like 3 or 4 times just from traditional martial arts schools, you know, and it's just, I mean, you know, I don't want to say Rangel was ahead of his time because there was other schools that were doing the same thing, but it was unheard of. I mean, now everybody knows MMA, okay, mixed martial arts. You know, you go out there and mix it up, man. But let me ask you this, bro. When you first started fighting, would you have considered yourself a grappler or a striker?
Man, that's a tough question. I mean, at that time, probably more of a wrestler more than anything because I was already doing like submission wrestling. More like heel hook stuff, some crazy, more like a lot of leg stuff. That's what we were being taught at the time. But then, you know, they're like, you can't be doing leg stuff in other gyms. But yeah, I guess more of a ground person, man. I mean, my stand-up didn't really come up till I was at Powerhouse. Yeah.
And the only reason I'm asking is because if you could have done this all over again, would you have started with something first and then moved on, or?
I want to say I would have started with stand-up first.
Really? Yeah. Okay. You see, and I like asking that because it's I mean, it is mixed martial arts, of course. I mean, some people are better strikers than grapplers, or they prefer it, you know. But I mean, for me, I always felt like the better base would be a ground game, just because it's like if I've been training 2 years or I've been wrestling for 2 years, at least I know, like, you know what, I can dictate the fight, or I can, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, I'm striking, of course. You know, if you don't know how to throw a punch or fade a punch or whatever, man, you can knock the hell out, dude.
Yeah.
Now, and your brother, man, what would you consider him, man? Striker?
Steve had hands, but he also had strong wrestling. Steve's always had hands. Not too much of a good kicker, but he could.
You hear that?
I was the one with the kicks, so. But yeah, he had fast hands, but he also had a really strong wrestling, jiu-jitsu base.
Oh yeah, you see, and I remember you guys when you guys started off, man, and I mean, of course, at the fights, watching y'all. And one of the things, like with you, I always saw you as a ground and pounder, man. I mean, you had that body frame to where you can go in deep, or you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I just like the way it was set up, because a lot of the people you fought were taller than you, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I mean, you had talked about the Holland fight the last time, you know, and I mean, it was tough for you to cut weight, because what weight class was that fight at?
145 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I almost died cutting those 145 pounds every single time. So I decided to just start fighting at 55, because it was easier for me to just get to 55 without having to almost kill myself to make that weight.
You see, and the reason I'm asking too is because, I mean, obviously, I mean, you see the pictures back then, and Holland was a taller guy, but he was lanky. I mean, you were more the muscular, you know, so of course, when it comes to weight, you know, your muscles weigh more than fat, right? So you're going to come in heavy. And I mean, that's one of the things I had to learn back then. It was just, I mean, I guess when I first started working out, man, because I was like, damn, I'm not losing weight. But I was gaining muscle, so I didn't realize that until like years later. I was like, oh crap, you know, I was doing okay. It's just
maybe I should stop gaining muscle.
And yeah, man, and it's kind of hard, man, because I mean, of course, you rely on your strength. You know, I mean, when that's why I'm saying, like, I always considered you the grappler, because you had that body frame, you had the strength to where you could freaking, you know, you wanted to take the fight to the ground, man. You take it to the ground.
I think my stand up is way better than my ground game now, though, for being at an ambush.
No, well, yeah, man, and that's one of the things too, because I remember. You were saying, like, Bobby Peak had moved back, right? Because he was in Austin for a while. And, I mean, when he moved back, I mean, he asked you to start training, and, I mean...
Yeah, I was pretty much done before Bobby moved over here. I was just, like, done with the game, pretty much. Bobby's like, you want to train? I was like, I guess, dude.
You're like, why are you calling me, man?
Yeah, but I've been with him since he moved over here, so it's been, like, 3 years being at Ambush already, yeah.
Damn, well, you see, and then that, I mean, it's a good thing, man, because look at the guy now. I mean, he's got, like, his gym, he's helping out with the promotion. I mean, you know, we're here at the HOJ, I mean, with Jacob, I mean, opportunities, man. I mean, they're out there.
Bobby's nonstop, man. Bobby's nonstop.
Yeah, dude, I know that guy's always thinking, and I know, we had tried bringing him on the show, and I think I was asking Aaron, and I said, man, tell him to come, and he was kind of like, I guess, he wants to get it done before he talks about it, and I think that I respect that, because it's like, yeah, man, I could sit here and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but it's just like, there's so much hate out there in the sport, man. It's like, if somebody says you're doing good, they're gonna try to block you, you know what I mean? And I can understand that, man. I don't know if that's the case with him, but it's just...
It seems that way?
Yeah, because it's just like, if I'm here and I'm like, oh, dude, I got so-and-so to sponsor me, or I got so-and-so to, you know, other people are listening, they're gonna jump on that and be like, hey, man, I got better equipment, I got something better. But yeah, man, it's just stuff you gotta look out for, man. Yeah. So I can definitely respect that, dude. But I mean, they did put the promotion up. I know they're posted. They're looking for fighters for the next one. And did you go to that one that happened, Texas?
I was supposed to, man. I was supposed to go. Actually, my daughter was supposed to compete in the kid part of it. And,
nice, man.
They couldn't find an opponent for her, so we had to just cancel that.
That's when she had to go pro, man. Take her to Thailand.
I was gonna go and help Bobby corner, but I had surgery scheduled like right before that, so I didn't know if I was gonna be okay. Damn. And the surgery never happened, so I didn't go for no reason.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, yeah, man. And that's one of the things. I mean, because you have another one coming, another surgery. Yeah.
They moved that one up to like February 4th.
You see, and when I guess, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of them are different, man. But I mean, what's the time frame after surgery that you got to sit out?
It depends on the surgery. I mean, this one's supposed to be. I'm hoping it's not too intrusive, so hopefully I'll still be able to move around. You know, I think the sweating part on it's going to be the biggest thing, but I'm hoping it's not too bad. Some of the other ones I had to be out for at least a month and a half, just not doing anything, and that's
gotta suck.
That's mentally draining.
You see, that's when you gotta come here, bro. Hit me up, man. I'll bring you in here, and we'll make fun of Aaron or something, bro.
Yeah.
And I gotta ask you, bro. I mean, you used a big word on me right now, intrusive. I'm not sure what that means, man, but I'm gonna call Aaron right now and see if you can look it up. Nah, bro. I mean, but as far as school, man, I mean, did you graduate from high school? Can I ask you that?
I didn't.
Okay, I mean, same here, man. Family.
I mean, I made it through like 12th grade, but I just didn't graduate.
Yeah, you see, I was actually, I was a junior. I was like a credit short, so I was supposed to be a senior, and it's just, my pops had passed away that year, and it just, things got ugly. They got hectic, I should say, man. But it's just, I mean, I was working already, so I was just like, you know what? I went and got my GED and kept going, man. I haven't stopped. But, I mean, one of the things, even now with my kids, bro, I got 2 daughters. You know, I got 2 kids that staying with their mom. And one of them went to college. You know, she was in Victoria. She did 2 semesters. And I'm all for education, of course, man. I'm like, you know what? As long as they do something with it. You know, don't go to college 4 years and then just come back and work at Walmart or something. You know, it's like, I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, like, it's just do something with it, man. If not, you know, I mean, but at the same time, man, I'm more hands-on. I've always been hands-on. Like, I'd rather go somewhere and somebody show me exactly how to do it, and then I just learn it, you know.
Yeah, I get like certifications and stuff like that. I mean, I've been doing that. Just I used to work for AT&T and all that stuff. Just learn how to do the telecommunication stuff, you know. I mean, college wasn't for me either, but so.
No, yeah, bro. You know, and that's like I said, it's not for everybody. I know my youngest, after just a master, she just they were doing a lot of online because of COVID, so she was having a hard time. Yeah, she was like me. She was like that. I need somebody to show me and
explain it to you.
Yeah, you know, because it's just everybody works differently, man. But I mean, so that's the only reason she got out, and it kind of, I mean, it sucks because she had a scholarship, bro, and I wish she would have stayed with it, but I can understand it because there's no way. It's like I was telling my youngest, I said, man, if COVID would have happened when I was in high school, dude, I wouldn't be doing shit, dude. Like, I wouldn't be doing my homework. I wouldn't be, because, I mean, what the hell are they going to do? Send them through the mail, you know? Like, it's just, I mean, we didn't have internet. It was just, I mean, well, we did, but it wasn't as big, you know, like on our phones and everything. But it would have, I mean, I can't imagine that, bro. That would have like, shut down, like, the whole freaking world, dude, because...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, I'd be at home watching Telemundo or something. I don't know. I'd be watching novelas, who knows, dude.
You're watching the Spanish news.
Yeah.
The fine ladies.
I mean, yeah. You got it, bro. You see, but I mean, it's just, I mean, COVID happened, and I mean, how did you guys deal with COVID, man, when everything was going on?
I mean, it was like right when, like, the accident happened, so it wasn't even hard, right? So I was already just, like, not doing anything. I couldn't do much anyway.
And the kids were home with you?
Yeah, dude. I mean, and then my wife was there too, so it wasn't that hard, because I was already out. So
right.
It's not like I was like, oh man, I can't train. I mean, I couldn't train anything.
I know, you're like, well, I still can't, but
yeah.
I mean, some people still were, but you know, they just kept it on the hush hush.
They weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. Lock the doors and don't answer, man. I was kind of like back in the day growing up in the, you know, for me, man. I mean, I'm older than you, but I mean, we used to not go to school, and I remember they used to send teachers to, or like the counselor, they'd go to your house and see why you weren't at school, man, and.
For real?
Like they would go knock and we'd be hiding, dude, and my mom would be like, I told you to go to school. And
over there in LA, the school police be chasing us if they saw us playing hooky, man.
Oh,
we had to like run.
No, yeah,
jump
you see.
over fences.
Yeah, you see, and for us, I guess in high school it wasn't as bad. Like, I don't know, it was weird, man. But yeah, as soon as I went to Jefferson High School, dude, so we get on the bus, go downtown, and I mean, we would like time it. Like, we see the security, and we're like, all right, let's go. Everybody starts running, dude, and it's like go downtown and do nothing, right?
They can't catch all of us.
No, exactly, bro. Well, as long as I can outrun that guy, I'm good.
Yeah. Trip you home and you behind that bait.
And you know what, dude? I hate to say it, bro, but it did happen. It would happen, you know. And it was always like the chunky girl or the chunky guy.
Oh man.
And we'd be like, dude, later, bro. Like we're running. You know, it's just like
every man for himself.
No, man. I mean, that's life, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, even then, I mean, it's just for me. How was school for you, man? I mean, did you used to like go to school or did you?
Yeah, man. I went to school in a bad area. I went to school in Compton, like Watts, California. And yeah, it was just a bad experience. I mean, getting your money taken from you, having to fight for your money back and stuff.
Just to get to school, man.
Oh yeah, man. I had to walk through the projects. I had to take a train and a bus to the school.
No kidding, man.
Yeah, and then walk through the projects. And then it was me and my sister, so it was just a bad experience and all.
Damn.
That just made you not want to go to school. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, bro. I know. I mean, for me, it was during that time here in the '90s, bro, where the gang thing got freaking blew up. I mean, gangs were everywhere. I was going to school out of district, so it's like I would take one bus and then I would take another bus, and sometimes I would just walk because I was like, shit, I got tired of waiting for the bus. But I'd be walking home, dude, and I would see guys in cars, you know, just freaking shooting. You know, like I'd start running and I just hear them fucking shooting, bro, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like I'm just trying to get home, man. I'm like,
it's like constant lockdowns from people shooting in the school and stuff like that, man. It was crazy.
And that was in Compton.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's crazy, man. No, yeah, I mean, for me, it was just, you know, I mean, I guess one of the things I learned, man, I mean, I guess for me, it's like I mentioned, you know, I ended up dropping out of school and going to work. So I always had uniforms on. So it's like when they would see me out there, I guess that was like hey, leave them alone, or they just wouldn't mess with you because I was going to work or something. I don't know, but I kind of picked up on that after a while. I'm like, dude, I ain't going shit, but I'm still going to wear my shirt, man, because, you know, cause they leave you alone, man. I don't know, street politics, but, you know, I mean, it was crazy, man. Now, I mean, of course, those experiences, man. I mean, now with your kids, of course, are you overprotective when it comes to your kids?
I am overprotective with my kids. Just give them all the time that, you know, they need, pretty much. Try to be the best at it that I can. And they don't leave my sight. Whenever we go somewhere, they're just right there with me, you know. And
I always tell, I mean, like I said, I have 2 kids, right? 2 daughters, man. And for us, going to the mall, it's like if one of them went to the bathroom, we all went.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's go. We're all going, exactly. Man. And I was
especially with the girls, man.
Yeah.
The little ones.
Dude. Yeah. Like, I mean, I had a few incidents, bro, where I would go somewhere and creepers, dude. Just like I would be far enough for them to kind of give them a little space, but I'd be watching them. And I would see guys out, and they're talking. I'm like, I go up and I'm like, hey, I'd shoulder bump them and be like, hey, bro. I said, you gotta beat it, bro. Like, oh no, I'm sorry. And I'm like, nah, dog. Like, but it's scary because it would happen quick, man. I mean, as soon as that, I mean, super quick. And I'm thinking, dude, I mean, you gotta be careful, man. I know. Go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
There's been like a lot of cases that like kids get taken, man.
Yes, bro.
It's like a little too common, I guess now. It's just happening a little too much.
And it's been popping up. I know that poor little girl that, you know, they kidnapped her. They can't find her, man. I mean,
the little 3-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that was like close to my mom's neighborhood too.
Yeah,
man. That's crazy.
You see, and right now for me, because I'm a contract delivery driver and I'm everywhere, and like I'm always. I call that area like international waters, bro, because that's where they put a lot of refugees. But I mean, I've had customers that are from Thailand, that are from India, are from Egypt, and I always talk to them. I'm like, hey, you know. But one thing I've noticed, like throughout I've been doing this like 6 years, man, and one of the things I know is that every time I would be out there, the kids be there by themselves, like no supervision, no nothing, and I'm thinking like, damn,
yeah,
like,
hell no, man.
And now it's gotten different. Like I don't even see kids out there no more, which is good. But it's at the same time, it's like, man, it should have been happening. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable with my kid going. You know, even now they're older, and I'm still like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
like,
my 13-year-old daughter, she's like, hey, Dad, can I go play basketball outside? Like, not by yourself. Yeah. Like, nope, I'm not doing it. Yeah, so I am pretty overprotective.
Yeah, here's a Game Boy. Or I don't know what the kids play nowadays, but you know, they play
phones, man. They don't get off their damn phone.
I know, bro, and that's, man. I mean, I'm on there on Facebook. It's like I tell people, I've been on this so many years. You would think I knew what the hell I was doing. I still can't figure it out.
I'm over here scrolling through my phone. It's like, get off your phone already. Well, I'm on my phone.
I know, right? Texting them, get off your phone. Like, what? Man. No, man, but I mean, as far as technology, man, I mean, I know you said your current job, I mean, it was actually working with cables? Or?
Yeah, I was working with fiber optic cable. I was pulling fiber optic cable for, it was a school district. But before that, I was working with AT&T, and that's where I learned how to work with fiber. So I was like splicing fiber, just doing the whole network stuff.
The future, man.
Yeah, man.
And I know, like a lot of the houses that are popping up, dude. I mean, being here in San Antonio, have you been driving around? I mean, do you go to areas like? Do you notice like stuff? I mean, of course, the city's growing, but
oh yeah, definitely, man. I live over there off of Bulverde and Evans area, and all that's just blowing up over there. That area, the 281, like past 1604.
Yes, bro.
All that is blowing up. Traffic.
I know there was a delivery I did last year sometime, but the guy was like, yeah, man, it's off of, God, man, it was 1604 281, but it was on the back end, not Evans, but it kind of, like the street goes all the way around, like it comes out on 281 North, but he was like, yeah, you get
Lookout or something like that?
I think it was, as a matter of fact, it was before Lookout, because, I mean, I went and I followed it, and I'm like, okay, and it was like, and I'm like, dude, what the hell's out here? Because there was still woods, and then you get out there, and it's like freaking subdivisions. I'm thinking, damn, dude, like, I had no idea.
All that's blowing up out there, man.
And I know, like, right now, man, I mean, I told people, man, I'm ahead of the game, bro. I'm building tree houses, bro. So I'm like, hey, up for $500 a month, there's a bucket. You know, hey,
tree house.
Yeah.
It's in somebody's yard, but it's tree house.
No, yeah, bro. I'm like, I got trees in my backyard. I'm like, sure, I might as well put people up there, man. But it's been getting crazy, man. I mean, I know, a lot of the customers I've been talking to, man, they're getting apartments because the houses, they're not building them fast enough, man. And I'm like, damn, dude, like, you know, I hope for our sake, I mean, especially being here in San Antonio, man, I hope it stays the way it is. I mean, when it comes to the economy, because I would hate for everything to go under and then all these houses, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and it happens, bro. I mean, there's when they closed down Kelly, man, all those houses that were there, they turned them to Section 8 and housing, and it's just, not that it's, you know, it's a good thing because it's helping the community, but it's just like, I would hate, what was that, a while back, they were talking about the Stone Oak area, and they were building a housing unit out there, and people were flipping their switch, dude, because they were like, fuck no, like, we've been working hard to stay, you know what I mean, and it's true, man, like, it's just, it's not to stereotype anybody, man, but it's just, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they get so much free shit that they don't take care of it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just, I mean, they abuse the system, and it's just, it sucks for everybody. I mean, I want free food, man. I'm like, hook me up, man. No, but let me ask you this, bro. I mean, as far as the holidays, like right now, man, what do you guys, I mean, as a family, do you guys normally, like, do you go visit your parents, or what? Oh,
yeah, we always all get together, man. Every holiday. It's definitely a family affair, you know? Just being together, celebrating, having a couple.
And what kind of games do you guys play when you go out there, man?
Oh, man, my family really don't play games. We actually played a lottery game for New Year's. We bought lottery tickets, and I guess it's like with the dice where you leave one, pass the other one, and then somebody takes the whole pot at once.
Yeah, bro.
That was pretty fun. I mean, I was mad that I lost, but I mean, it was fun.
There goes my lunch money, man.
But it's usually, you know, just celebrating with some drinks, food, and, you know...
The company, of course,
yeah,
man.
just chatter and just enjoying each other. That's pretty much it.
No, and let me ask you, I mean, when you were fighting, like, were your parents supportive, or were they like...
Not really, man. My mom hated the fact that I was doing it. My dad was... just didn't really care.
Yeah, make sure you go to work.
Yeah, but... I mean, once they saw me fight, they saw me like the one fight they did watch, they were just like, oh, that's my boy, you know, all happy or whatever. I'm like, man,
jump on the wagon.
Where the hell have you been like the last 7 years?
I know,
you know what I mean? Like,
man.
yeah.
You know, but I mean, and I gotta ask, because even back then, it was still new. So a lot of people, you would tell them like MMA, and they had no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, they called it a cockfight or whatever.
Street fight. You're gonna do cage fighting. You're a cage fighter.
Yeah.
That is crazy, dude. As far as fights, man, I mean, are you a fan of the sport? I mean, do you keep up with it?
Definitely. I like watching a lot of, like, I mean, as far as UFC, yeah, I like it, but I like watching a lot of, like, 1FC.
Yeah,
like,
international.
Man, yeah, dude, there's a lot of freaking good fights, man. Especially, I like watching the girl fights, especially because of my daughter, you know, I like seeing some girls, like, the girls do certain techniques.
Yeah.
So I'll point those girls out to my daughter, like, watch this girl, you know, watch her technique
cool,
and stuff like that. Just to, like, dissect different fighters, especially for her, because she's, like, you know, still, like, a little sponge.
Absorbing everything.
Yeah,
I miss those days.
Yeah, there's some fighters that remind me of her, like the way she moves, and I'm like, look, do you like just do this, you know, just watch how she like switches her stance real quick to throw the kick or something, or how she reacts real quick to the punch. Damn. But yeah, I like watching the girl fights mainly because of that, you know, just to point them out for her. But man, 1FC has some bangers, man, especially the 4-ounce Muay Thai.
Yeah.
4-ounce
gloves. I saw that. Oh, I mean, I've been watching it, but yeah, when I saw that, I was like, damn, dude, like, I mean, that's crazy, bro. But yeah. I mean. My thing, let me ask you this, bro, because I know, I mean, right now they have bare knuckle boxing. I mean, I know they got a BKFC, they got BYB,
or that triad, the triangle.
Yeah,
one.
you see, and they're going to Houston. Next month, and I put in my media pass, man. I'm hoping the first one they didn't freaking send me nothing.
I hope you get it, bro. I hope you get it.
Yeah, dude, because I mean, Vitor Belfort's gonna be there, man, and I'm like, dude, I'm a huge fan, dude. So I hope I can go and.
What do you think about the triangle? It's kind of awkward, no?
Yeah, bro. You know, I like it. Only I forget, there was somebody was talking about it, and he was saying how it changed the game, and it does, because now it's like mentally you're so ready to kind of like go to your corner, and you're like, okay, and you know what I mean? Like,
corner do you go?
Yeah, you know, and it's like little things like that I mean, you know, you being a fighter, man. I mean, if you're used to one thing and it does differently, it fucks up your fight game. You're like,
it seems like no matter which way you go, you're in a corner stuck. No matter what, bro. Like. But I do like the rule, like the boxers being clinched up by the. I mean, that's really good.
Boxing.
Yeah, dude. And some of the boxers don't know what to do with that, man. Especially if you have a strong clinch, like, you know, for example, I think that Vitor clinches you.
No, you see, and that's what I'm excited about, bro. Because, and like you said, man, because it's just like with boxing and with Aaron, we were talking about it too. And we were saying how a boxer, I mean, you can't dirty box, so they're so used to that you can't do what you can't do.
Stop the break.
Yeah, so now it's kind of like, hey, you're gonna stop the fighting. You guys freaking
just
going
getting teed off on while you're stuck in the clinch.
You see, and I mean, because of that, I like it. I mean, I know the last one, I think Frank Mir lost.
Oh, that was ugly.
That was, man, it was
And who's fighting that guy that knocked out Frank Mir? Somebody is it the same guy?
Dos Santos.
Oh man, that's gonna be ugly too, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's gonna be ugly.
And for me, man, I mean, with Frank Mir, I mean, I like the guy. You know, I mean, of course, he went through the UFC, and I mean, he lost to Brock Lesnar, and I think that's kind of when he lost his groove.
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it was awkward because I didn't expect him to lose like that. I mean, being a grappler, I don't know if he wrestled. I know his daughter fights and wrestles, but I know he was a big jiu-jitsu guy. But I saw him winning, man. I saw him being able to control the clinch. You know what I mean? Like, it was just awkward. And when I saw it, I mean, he just got caught and he couldn't recover. And, you know, and it was weird because the ref kind of, like, waited out a bit and he was there stumbling. And I'm thinking, like, dude, what the hell is he waiting for,
But that guy Pulev, man, like, that guy's a huge name in boxing, man.
Oh, yeah.
He just fought, I think before that, he had just fought Anthony Joshua. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, come on, man. I think that's kind of like, it's not fair, bro. I don't know.
No, well, you see, it's one of those, like, I mean, you got MMA guys and they're like, oh, man, I can box. And it's like, can you? You know what I mean? Like, not everybody, you can punch in MMA, but it's just when it comes to, like,
Dos
boxing.
Santos getting knocked out, man.
Man, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it only because I think he can control the clinch. It's just going to be him getting close. I don't know. It's gonna be awkward, man.
I mean, you saw what freaking what's his name? The dude that's the heavyweight that just won last week. The dude from Cameroon.
Oh,
Ngannou.
Yeah.
Ngannou freaking murked him, man.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Come on. See?
Well, you see, and that's one of those things. Like, I mean, Dos Santos. I mean, he's fought wars. I mean, he's already at that age. I would say, like, to where he can't be fighting younger dudes, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just. He's got to be picking his fights, I guess. I would say. You know,
he
but
picked Pulev, bro.
I don't even know. I mean, and that's the thing because I don't know if they matched him up. I mean, of course he had to take the fight, but it's just. I mean, you know, it's just like with him, Foot Silva. He's one of them. I mean, I'm a big fan of these guys, man. But it's just like Foot Silva started getting knocked out, and after a while, you know, he hasn't really gained that momentum back, man. And it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like when do these guys stop? You know, I mean, of course. As long as they're healthy and they keep signing up, you know, they're going to keep fighting, but it's...
I mean, I'm sure it was just going to be a big payday for him.
Oh, yeah. Dude, for sure, man. You see, and that's one of the things I like about it, man, is that these people are getting paid. I mean, they're bigger names. I mean, Vitor Belfort's on there, of course.
Who else is in that? Who else is in that card?
Yeah, I mean, I had posted it up, man, but I have... there's like 3 top MMA fighters, and I can't remember the other one. And they're still put into the card, man. I know they posted like 6 fights, and the other 3 were... I guess prelims, you know, so it's just like regional fighters, but yeah, man, it's gonna be in Houston, man. I'm hoping.
And you're getting a Jason Aldean concert too.
Yes, bro. Bro, when they had the first one, I was like, dude, I'm gonna go freaking check out Metallica.
Oh
man.
yeah,
like, I was just like.
Just Metallica alone. I mean, I don't know about Jason Aldean, but I'm sorry, country fans, but
I mean, if I go and I get a media pass and it's free, why not? Man?
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Take it.
And I'm talking
Let me know if you get an extra media pass. I'll go with you.
I know, hey, dude, as long as you drive, bro. I was gonna take Aaron, but nah, man, this guy. You know, he wants to boss me around. I can't do that, bro.
Sorry, Aaron.
Hey, man, let me ask you. I mean, the rodeo, of course, is coming here to San Antonio. Do you guys go to those, like the events out there?
Kind of don't, man. Once in a while I do, but it's not like a tradition to go to the rodeo. You know what I mean?
You see, and for me, I used to take my kids when they were little, and like. I like being home, dude. Maybe too much, bro. Cause I love, you know, I pay rent. I'm like, dude, I'm a mortgage, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my house, dude. So I gotta I love being
Use
there.
it as much as you can.
There you go. There you can get my money's worth, bro. I'm like, hey, but when my kids were little, man, like I used to always use them as an excuse to go places because in reality, I wanted to go, but it's just I've always been like I don't want to go by myself, you know. So I would tell them like, hey, let's go over here and let's go, and I would take them to the rodeo. I take them to the Witty, you know, just to go and hang out and enjoy the day. But as they got older, they were like, oh, no, let's just go home, Dad. Let's go get a movie and go home, Dad. And I'm like, dude, I still wanted to go out, man. I'm like, nah, man, let's go do something.
Now that we're talking about it, I think we might do rodeo this year.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, you know, it's good to get out. I mean, hopefully, you know, everything's still open. I mean, as far as the news yesterday, they were saying they're still going through with it. And I hope, dude. I mean, you know, COVID, they're talking variant. I think the other day they threw out there's another variant on top of that one.
Like
and I'm
variant number 10 now?
Yeah, it's just like variant to the second power or something, dude. I'm just like, you know what, man? And it's just, it's gotten old, I would say, man. I mean, I don't, you know, I was out there working. You know, I mean, when all this was going on, I mean, I wore a mask, I wore gloves, but I was still working, man. I mean, if anything, I got busy, bro. Like, I mean, nobody else. A lot of delivery companies weren't working, so they were like calling me, which is great. But
yeah,
it just, you know, I just didn't stop, man. It's just, I mean, I know people were infected, and a lot of people lost families, man. And all I gotta say with that is, you know, my condolences, dude. But it's just, you know, I lost my dad when I was in high school, and it's just like, you know, death comes, dude. I mean, I don't wish it on anybody, but it's just, I just don't think. when it comes to the government, I just, I don't trust it, bro.
Oh,
It's just
Are they listening to us right now?
I know.
Because I don't either. No, I'm just kidding.
They're gonna put a tracking device in my car.
No, for real.
No, but it's just like, when it comes to that, man, I don't believe it, man. It's just hard for me to, it's the most dangerous virus in the world, and here we are wearing little masks, it's just, okay. It is what they tell us here, but I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But I mean, I hope the city does stay open. I mean, of course, with the HOJ here being downtown, dude, all I know is I'm waiting for Fiesta. That way I don't have to pay for parking, bro. hopefully, Jacob and them won't charge me, man. But yeah, man. I mean, I haven't been to Fiesta in years. I don't drink anymore, man. So it's just kind of hard for me to, go out and I mean, I still go out and have a good time, but it's just I don't drink. So it's just we'll see what's out there for sober me, right?
Yeah, I mean they have those Heinekens without alcohol. So
I know, dude. Yeah, and I think did we talk about that the last time?
I was doing that for a while because I was doing the main recovery part of my accident. I wanted a beer so bad, man. So I had those Heinekens, those 000 Heinekens.
Yes, bro. Yeah. Because I have a customer, man. He calls me from time to time to help him out, and when it happened, I had delivered a sofa to the guy. And he was like, "Hey, man, you want a beer?" And I was like, "Oh, man." I said, "I don't drink on the job." And he said, "Man, I don't drink alcohol, man. I got non-alcoholic." And he's like, "I got a non-alcoholic Heineken." And I was like, and I love Heineken, bro. And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "I'll take one." I was like, "Yeah." And
just like Heineken,
yeah,
right?
bro. Oh, dude, I was drinking it, and I was like, "Dude, this is like the freaking best thing, dude." Because there's times where I'm like, I miss the taste, or I kind of think about it, and I'm like, "Oh man, I could taste the freaking beer, right?" And when that happened, I was just like, you know what, dude? And then, I mean, I drink those. I don't buy them on occasion, but I have a 4-pack at home, and I'll drink one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
once
just
in a
when
while.
I feel like it. But yeah, dude, it's just I couldn't taste it different, bro.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, man. It was actually pretty good.
The only difference is you just don't get a buzz.
No, there you go. You wake up the next day with money.
Yeah.
Like, man, I still got money in my pocket, man.
For real.
And that's, bro. I mean, of course, there was a time when we were both young. We were both 19. We were both 20, and I've had so many good jobs throughout my life, bro, that I was making good money, bro. I was, and back then, even then, I had somebody that was like, "Man, save your money, do this," and of course, we didn't give a shit. We're like, man,
never listen.
Go to the bar and hey, drinks on everybody, right? It's like everybody's, but that's one of the things I tell my kids now, and they're like, "Ah, Dad, you gotta let me live my life," and I'm like, what? And I'm thinking dude, I don't know why I didn't listen when I was younger, but it's just. I mean, your kids are younger, right? What age are they?
Well, I have an 18-year-old daughter, and she's in college right now too. But she really doesn't like drinking, so I mean, I'm kind of blessed on that one.
No, yes, bro. You see, and my kids, my oldest turned 21 in December, and she doesn't drink, and I'm like, great, she does that whole CBD thing, man. And I'm not, I don't do it, man, and my, her choice. But one of the things For us growing up, man, or for me, I would always tell them because my oldest would be like, "Dad, I don't feel good," and I said, "Baby, you're okay." I said, "Just just tell yourself you're okay." I said, and that's I've been like that my whole life, man. Where I wake up and I'm like, "Wow, dude, I don't feel good," and I'm just like, you know what, not today, man. I just brush it off and I go, and I believe in that. I mean, I don't know, are you like that? When it comes to because your body, man. I mean, of course, when you were training and everything else, I mean, were there days when you were mind over matter kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm still like that. I'm still like that every day. I mean, there's days where I feel like, for example, I feel like I'm hitting a plateau or something, and I'm not getting anywhere. I have to tell myself, hey, let's go. You could do this. You'll be fine. A little work is better than no work. Just go.
No, for sure, man. Because I mean, even at our age, I mean, I'm older, like I said, dude, but I mean, depression is out there, man.
Yeah.
It hits me from time to time, and there's times I go home and I'm just like, damn, everything just feels like
the world's falling on you or something.
Dude, and and it's just I get to that point to where I'm just like, man, I don't want to do shit. I don't want to fucking hear. You know what I mean? And then I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I gotta snap out of it, man.
Sometimes getting out there is the best thing you can do.
Bro. You see, and that's one of the things I like about what I do, man, is that I'm not cooped up. I've never been working inside an office type of guy, and I've always, when I was a letter carrier, I loved it because I was out there, throwing rocks at dogs and
different sight
every day.
Dude,
and I loved it because I mean, I was a PTF, what they call back or TE, I'm sorry, and they used to send me to different stations. So I'd be working by downtown, I'd be at Arsenal, I'd be at Leon Valley, and so every month or 2 months I'd be somewhere else, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, it's like a change of scenery.
Oh yeah, change is good, man.
Yeah, dude, and that's one of the things I realized. I was just like, you know what, dude, my whole life, or before that, I was always unhappy, and it was because I was always like inside or cooped up, and I was just like, you know what, when I screwed up and I went from letter carrier to work at the plant, and that was the worst freaking mistake I ever did, bro, because it was indoors, you know, you couldn't see outside, bro. You had to go outside during break just to see if it was raining and shit, you know. It was just like
the best thing was to go outside at that moment.
Yeah, man, and it's just, I mean, I will say this, man. The last 2-3 years that I worked there, New Year's Eve, because I was always like, dude, you gotta work New Year's Eve, and I'm like, fuck, you know, and like we had this thing, me and whoever was there, like we'd be talking, we're like, hey, dude, take your lunch at 11:45, bro. We're gonna go to the bar down the street. We're gonna take a shot. We're gonna come back. And we used to do that like every year. It was probably like 2 or 3 of us or 4 of us, you know. But we're like, hey, dude, let's go fucking boom. We clock out for lunch, haul ass over there. We'd be
Happy New Year.
Yeah, bro. We get that one, and we're there for a few minutes. All right, let's go back, you know, and boom. But I mean, we had to, man, because it was just, you know, it was tough, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I mean, you know, separating from my kid's mom was probably the worst, only because the kids weren't home. You know, it's just that's when I went through this massive depression, dude, because I wouldn't see him as often, and it was just freaking horrible.
That's a huge change too, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, man. And it's just when I left, I was just like, you know what, dude, and I started doing this. I was like, heck yeah, dude. Like, I like it because, like I said, I'm out. You know, I don't have to be, you know, cooped up and freaking. I don't have to be micromanaged. That seems to be the big thing now, man. Everybody's like in your freaking grill, telling you how to do shit when you're already doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I get back to work, man, I gotta find something where I have my own, where I make my own schedule. You know what I mean? So hopefully it goes through. I mean, I'm working on trying to get my real estate license. Hopefully that goes through, and I can make my own time, working my own.
No, yeah, man. I mean, because who wouldn't want to do that? You know? I mean, for me, it's just like. When I was a mailman, it was just like, I mean, my lunchtime, they would always, like, you gotta take your lunch by 11:30, 12:30, and I would take my lunch when I was close to McDonald's, bro. Like, I'm just like, hey, I'm not gonna wait till that time. If I'm close by a place I want to go, I'd freaking clock out and go eat, and then,
they want you to clock out at 12, and you're nowhere near where you gotta go
bro,
eat.
Yeah, and that's what would happen, man. I mean, there was places, I would call the dry land, because there was, like, nothing, bro. Like, everything was freaking, you were, like, in the middle of a neighborhood, and all the restaurants were, like, out of your route, and you couldn't.
You know, take your whole lunch to freaking get something to eat.
I would take, like, if I eat breakfast, I would take breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, I would buy taco, I would buy something and eat it during lunch. Man, when it was times like that, but it sucked, dude. Like, I didn't. That's one of the things I didn't like about it. But I mean, it happened. It was paying the bills. I mean, no complaints. But it's just, you know, like I tell people, if I would have known now that I could have done what I'm doing now, I would have done this shit from, like, dude, like in my middle 20s, maybe, man. I would have kept up with this, man. But but yeah, man. I mean, you talk about being your own boss, man. I mean, right now I know there's you got like Uber, you got DoorDash. I mean, there's a whole bunch of where people are their own boss.
Side jobs that they could do and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, and it's out there. I know people that do it and they enjoy it, man. It's just I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would go that route just as when it comes to like full time.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's opportunities, man. I mean, of course, you know, you can. Sure, I mean, you can be anything you want, man. So
definitely.
Especially now, why not? You know, it's like hell, dude. And I mean, you talk about your kids, man. Your oldest is in college. What's he? How many more do you have?
I have 18-year-old, 13-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
And you said the 13 and 11 are the one doing Muay Thai?
Yeah. I mean, all 3 of them are doing Muay Thai. Even my 5-year-old's training already. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Ooh. I got her to make them spar with other little kids. I mean, nothing crazy, just like little body shots and kicks here and there. But no, he's already in there too. All 3 of them. It's a family affair, you know. Whenever I train, you know, they train.
Go with you. That's good.
Yeah. Just get them used to the grind, man. I mean, it all starts, you know, lead by example, you know.
And there's 2 daughters, right? 11 and 13.
11 and 13, $2, and my 5-year-old's my little boy.
Now, the 11 and 13-year-old, they compete, obviously, right? They've already competed?
Just the 11-year-old. The 13-year-old doesn't want to compete, but, I mean, she's better than the 11-year-old.
But they do spar, like, in class?
Yeah, man, they spar,
I mean, as a parent, I mean, because they're obviously kicking each other and punching each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the most part, I really don't let them spar because my 13-year-old always takes the advantage of, you know, beating up my 11-year-old. But I do like it when they spar other kids because, I mean, for the most part, they take out the boys. They take out all the boys.
No,
in the
okay,
gym.
man.
Yeah, and then there's only one other little girl there that actually gave my 13-year-old a challenge, man. It was always like a back and forth thing, and just.
You see, and I wonder. I mean, with something like that, I mean, you think maybe later on she'll want to compete?
We'll see. I mean, it's
always, not that you're pushing her. But
no,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
definitely don't push them to do something they don't want to do. But as far as the training, they really benefit from it. They stay in shape. You know, they learn something new. I mean, and I'm okay with that. But my 11-year-old, she's the one that just wants to like shine. She wants to compete. She wants to be better than herself. You know, just always trying to one up herself, which is a good trait to have. You know.
No, for sure, man. Because I know. I mean, you said which one was the one that was supposed to compete in?
The 11-year-old.
Oh, okay, okay, damn, dude. And what's her record right now?
She's 2-0.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, before where else had she fought in? I mean, had you done like
She fought in Oklahoma and in Houston.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we drove.
I remember you said you guys actually traveled with her.
Yeah, we drove all the way down to Oklahoma, which was terrible, and we just went out there. We had like a little family vacation while she was out there, and just had her compete. And she pretty much just destroyed.
Do what you gotta do. We're gonna be at the beach.
Yeah.
Go hang out.
No, yeah, it's one of my proudest moments is like being in her corner and just like listening to her do it. Like when she does everything I tell her to do,
bro.
just listens like a little like an actual fighter would listen to his corner. You know what I mean?
You see, and I guess have you separated yourself? Like when you go to the gym, I mean, you're more of a coach.
Oh yeah,
you're always going to be a mentor.
I'm a coach. But when we train, we train hard. You know, we commit to everything we do.
And when you get home, do you kind of switch off, or is it?
Oh yeah. And as soon as we get into the car, I'm like, hey baby, good job. You know,
Yeah.
I tell her like, you're doing amazing. I love that you're doing this, and that. I definitely switch off. I mean, I'm still a dad and a coach at the same time when I'm there. Because I mean, when I like sometimes she'll get hurt and she'll cry. I have to be there to tell her everything's gonna be fine, and it wasn't that bad. But yeah, once we get in the car, it's hey baby, you did amazing. I love how you're doing this.
Yeah,
we get home.
That's awesome, man.
Start dinner. Yeah, you have to. But yeah, I'm a coach at the gym, definitely.
And I mean, when it comes to of course, you see other kids. I mean, when you said like the other little girl that was sparring with your 13-year-old. I mean, how do you feel, man? Are you like?
I mean, once again, I'm a coach, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess it's my daughter, so I'm kind of biased when it comes to it, But,
oh, you're throwing yellow cards.
Yeah, no. All right, you got to get out of here or whatever. But no, I am kind of biased when it comes to my daughters, I'm mainly their coach more than anything.
Yeah, bro. You see, man, and of course, I mean, your son, you say he started training already. Well,
Yeah.
5 years old, dude. What is he doing, man?
I mean, he's already throwing proper kicks, throwing his 1-2 punches. I don't push him to do too much.
Right.
While I'm like concentrating on the other girls, I'll have him teeping the bag, just constant teep.
And does he listen? I mean,
yeah, he'll listen. I mean, he's 5, so he'll like start like wandering off. I'm
Right.
like, I'll snap my fingers, hey, get back on your bag, and he'll be like, okay, teep.
Dude, that's awesome, man. And I mean, are there kids younger than him out there, or his age?
He's the youngest one. Yeah.
Damn. And I mean, okay, well, I mean, something like that, because you said before you were teaching kids classes, like when it was when you were at Powerhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see yourself? I mean, you said earlier that later on, of course, you're going to be looking at yourself as a coach, but when you were fighting, were you always thinking like, man, you know what? Maybe I'll teach someday, or maybe or were you looking that far ahead?
Not really. I mean, I was always thinking about just making myself better more than anything. And then I mean, it wasn't until I started teaching some kids at Powerhouse that I liked actually teaching the kids and taking them to tournaments and stuff like that. And then it wasn't until like now that I actually want to start coaching now, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess because I'm not going to be as active as I was.
No, well, you see, and that's, I mean, what we mentioned earlier, man, because of course, I mean, it's not by choice that, you kind of have to like slow down now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, everything happened. But my thing is like when, I mean, there's MMA champions, kickboxing champions, I mean, there's a lot of them out there and they can't teach, man, or they're not suitable for teaching, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same thing. I mean, for you, was it easy to kind of transition to be like, hey, you know what, like, I can kind of do this? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have a thing for teaching kids, man. I teach kids differently, and I think that if you could teach a kid, man, you can really teach an adult also,
Yeah, you see, and that's what I was going to get to, man, because obviously, I mean, you're a little bit more technical, and I mean, being on the academy, of course, like you said, attention span is somewhere else,
Yeah.
but I mean, do you teach kids classes right now, like when you're at Ambush?
Yeah, I help out with some of the kid classes. So there's we have 3 coaches that are there like constantly on top of the kids. So there's a big kid class. So every
I've seen these videos, man, and I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
that's
so I mean,
awesome,
it's good that we have 3-4 coaches there sometimes. So we separate each other, and we have we'll take 3 kids here, 3 kids here, or whatever.
Oh, nice, man.
So it's a good thing to have a bunch of coaches and yeah, no, it's amazing coaching kids, man. I like it.
And hopefully, I mean, you know, like you said, man, because maybe later on, you said you already had did you take classes for ref, like to be a ref or?
Yeah, so Bobby brought in the sanction part that does the whole the refereing for the tournaments. So he brought them in, did the whole course and all that,
Oh,
and
nice.
then on top of that, so they let you shadow I shadowed some of the judges that were judging some of those fights. So you get to do that, and then once you get past all that, then you'll be able to start judging the events and stuff like that.
And that was just for Muay Thai.
For Muay Thai, yeah.
Oh damn! You see, in this guy, I mean, obviously it is different compared to MMA.
Oh yeah, the scoring is different in MMA, big time.
I wonder. That's interesting, man. I mean, of course, I mean, there's two different sports, but I mean, I never really thought about like, I mean, for kickboxing, because I mean, like you said, you already know the scoring. So if you were to compete, you know, like.
So they use the actual Muay Thai rules, and like the actual Muay Thai rules is like totally different scoring system, man. It's crazy, yeah.
You see, and I mean, what is the legal? What can't you still do like in Muay Thai, like here in Texas?
What
I mean, because you can elbow, you can.
You could elbow, yeah. You could elbow. You really can't do like back attacks, I guess, pretty much, because it's Texas. Okay. You know what I mean?
That's for triad, right? That's for another dirty boxing type. Oh yeah, dude, that little. Damn, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that one, dude, because that one's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, of course, I mean, hopefully, you know, later on in the future, man, you know, if you decide to kind of just, like you said, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing right now, coaching and working the fights. I mean, of course, with Bobby and everybody else in the promotion still going on.
Yeah, definitely need to get more involved and all that. So.
Well, I hope so, man, because like I said, I mean, it's only going to be better for the sport, especially, you know, get people involved that know the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like to get boxers in there, right, and then. They're like, why is this guy kicking?
For real.
You know, and that's one of the things, man. Like, I've been cage side where the refs are like, oh, this guy don't want to fight. Oh, this guy just keep taking him down. And I'm like, dude, it's cringy, but it's just like older dudes that are just like boxing fans. And I'm thinking like, damn, dude, it's just, they haven't evolved, man. But hopefully.
They don't know anything about it.
No, man. Well, you know what, bro? I'm going to wrap this up because I know you got stuff to do.
All right.
I mean, hopefully next time your brother, we'll make him call in from work and tell him to stop by, man. You
For
know?
real.
He's out there doing this work thing. I don't get it, bro. Hey, my man, but I mean, I do appreciate you, bro. You know, stopping by. I mean, of course, next time, you know, we'll catch up and talk about, you know, what's going on, dude. But I mean, hope to see you out there. Hopefully, refereeing someday, man. I'll be covering the fights, man, and we'll go from there, man.
That's what's up, man.
Brother, I appreciate you, bro.
No problems.
Hey, everybody, Spider here at the Fight Card Podcast. Till next time, make sure to follow up, subscribe. Till next time.
It was a lot easier this time now.
Oh, yeah.
Just do it.